Hey, what's up, guys? Pepman, Matt Mark, on the varsity, coming at you with this week's Charlotte Conference's best to last. More clarity starting to come into the picture. Teams are starting to play their way up the poll. Some teams playing their way down the poll. All right, so going to jump right into it from the bottom to the top. Here we go. Number 23 is Hopewell, who lost to Vance. Number 22 is Garinger, who lost to Hickory Ridge. 21, RGKL, who lost to West Meck. Number 20, Independence, lost to East Meck. Moving up, number 19, South Meck, getting their first win on the season over Olympic. Number 18, Rocky River, lost to Myers Park. Number 17, Berry, lost to Concord. Number 16, Lake Norman, lost to Mallard Creek. 15, Mooresville, lost to Huff in a game that I attended. Number 14, moving down a little bit, Olympic, losing to South Meck. 13, West Charlotte, lost to North Meck, also attended that game. Number 12, East Meck, won over Independence, moving up a little bit. Number 11, moving down a little bit, Porter Ridge, who lost to Butler. All right, so we're in the top 10 now. A little bit of analysis coming at you. Number 10 is Huff, won big over Mooresville, 45-10. I attended that game. Everyone said, coaches and players, fans included, best game that Huff played all year by far. They were really clicking on both sides of the ball. Jared Nagy running the ball well inside, big plays in the passing game. Bonner Stewart connecting with his receivers, Gruel, Gibbs, and I'm sorry, I forget the young man's name now, but really good, Austin Robinson. Told you I was going to remember. But they're trending up. They're trending the right way, and they're getting into the conference, and they're 2-0, and we'll see if they can keep it going. Number 9 is Vance, won over Hopewell. Hopewell's really struggling this year. Vance getting a big win, getting back on track after losing to Mallard Creek. They've got Mooresville this week. Most people would think they're the favorite going into that game. Big thing with Vance you want to see is consistency. They've played well, very well at times, and then they've played, kind of down the competition. So you want to see that really getting into the meat of conference play right now, because now is what builds your resume for the playoffs. Number 8 is Providence, losing to Harding. Competitive game for a while, but then, Harding, as their tradition has been all year, kind of wore Providence down in the second half. Julian Bodie still ran well. They had some moments when they had success, but it's a tough game when you play Harding. They'll look to bounce. Well, actually, they're on bye this week, so they got some time to recover before making a run at the rest of their conference schedule. Number 7, Hickory Ridge, remaining undefeated, defeated Garinger at home, as most people would expect. I've been saying the exams are coming, and they know that as well. They made a post on Twitter talking about the challenges coming, but they're unified, they're family, and it's going to be real exciting to see. They're going to be at Myers Park next week, and I'm going to be at that game. So we'll get a look at Hickory Ridge against the big competition coming up here in the Southwestern Conference, and I know they are ready to take on the challenge and show everybody what they're made of. Number 6 is West Meck, bouncing back with a win over RGKL. They're not putting up the points that they usually do because of the quarterback situation. But their defense stepped up and shut down RGKL, held them to 7 points. A much different game than last year. This game was a wide open shootout last year. This year was more of a defensive game. But a win is a win. And they've got a important game this week that we're going to look at here coming up against Olympic in our game breakdown videos. Number 5 is Butler. They won over Porter Ridge. The offense was able to put up 40 points. Najir Peoples in the running game really looked good. I believe he set a school record in rushing yardage in that game, which is hugely impressive. Especially with the issues in the passing game that a lot of people have been talking about with Butler. So that even, to do that against a good, well-coached Porter Ridge team is very impressive. They've got the big one against Myers Park this week. It's at Myers Park. Dale Ross will be at that game providing coverage. And, everyone's been looking forward to this. Butler won big last year in a big showcase game that was on live television. And Myers Park is eager to try to make up for that. Big game. Number 4 is North Meck, one over West Charlotte in a game I attended. The big thing I take away from this game with North Meck is, they are a physical, spread, downhill running team. You don't hear that very often, but this is what they are. They try to spread you with formation. They get Emmanuel Wilson running downhill. They try to, based on formation, they'll adjust their play calls. Controlled passing game, some screens, West Coast type offensive pass scheme. Defensively, I think is where they really make their money. They really flow the ball well. They're very fast. They tackle well in space, hard hitting. They're a very good football team. And, we were talking about on the forums, in the current climate of Charlotte football, I've got them at number 4 in the rankings here. And they're undefeated. And they're going to take on Hopewell this week. And most people would have them as the favorite in that one. But like I keep saying, the exams are coming. And just like I said with Hickory Ridge, this team is eager for those exams and ready to prove that they deserve to be in the conversation as top teams in the city of Charlotte. Number 3 is Myers Park, getting a win on the road at Rocky River. Don't let the score fool you. Rocky River is very good offensively. They put up 21. Like we were just talking about with Butler, they got the big game against the Bulldogs this week at Myers Park. There'll be a lot of motivation, not only for last year, but this year also. People have been, still kind of skeptical because they haven't won big or beaten any big name team, so to speak. And, they're chomping at the bit over there to kind of shut people up and prove they are who they are. And I got them at number 3. And, I think they're deserving of that ranking. But we're going to see this week, Friday night over at Myers Park, where they really are in the process. Number 2 is Harding, winning over Providence. We mentioned this earlier. Big thing out of this the game. Quavaris Crouch, man. 350 yards. That breaks the school record, and I'd love to see where that is in Mecklenburg County rankings. I know Langston has that information. I don't know if he shared it or not, but that's got to be one of the all-time rushing games in Mecklenburg County history. One thing that did come out of this game is young man Reggie Burrs, one of the wingbacks in their offense, got hurt. He'll be out for a few weeks, but they'll find someone to step in and plug them into the machine that is the Harding offense. And when you play these guys, I've seen so many good comments about their sportsmanship and the fact that they just play hard-nosed football. They're respectful, not a lot of trash talk. That's a very good football team. They're number 2 and they've earned it. And number 1 still in the rankings is Mallard Creek. One big on the road at Lake Norman. And, they're doing what they do. They come in, they play solid football for 4 quarters in all 3 phases. And they walk away with the win. And, they're going to continue to do that as long as they don't beat themselves. They've got West Charlotte at home this week. And, you look at it on paper, they'll probably be the favorite. But, they're cruising along right now at number 1. And we'll see if someone can step up and knock them off in the IMAC as we're getting into the heart of a conference season. All right. So that's the best of last this week. A little more analysis than usual, but I wanted to give you a little more information as, things are starting to really heat up in conference play. And the games are going to get bigger and bigger as time goes on. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your support as always.